Guys, welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to be bringing you an updated White Forest deck list because the last one that I gave you guys was a long time ago, and I've been actually, you know what, I just thought about this. I've been having so much fun with this deck, I actually thought or forgot to update this deck list, by the way. But this is more a video of giving you guys the insight of what you guys need to know of what's been or what's have been running right now in White Forest in the TCG, because a lot of you guys probably use the OCG as reference for what to play in the TCG for these decks that are like I don't want to say highly competitive in the OCG. This deck is kind of okay compared to the other decks. Mind you, this deck still has like quite a decent representation in the OCG, but I just want you guys to know that right now what you're supposed to be running on this deck is probably like set on stone. The last YCSs and nationals have been really giving us like a lot of insight of what people have been running and what's been working for them, and we're gonna see this trend like narrowing out little by little, because we're gonna see like if these are the deck lists that are slowly but surely like creeping into the top deck list. Like this is gonna work. But enough of the small monologue, so you guys get into the deck list. Huge shout out to the Yu-Gi-Oh community, because you guys always comment in my videos and give me like huge insight. Like I really appreciate that shit. If you guys are into auto chess games, I suggest you go check out My Bazaar Games. I love that game. You guys get tired of Yu-Gi-Oh anytime soon, which is not happening. We're all addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh. But without further ado, let's go into the deck list. I'm running 3 LZ. By the way, this is almost gonna be I don't want to say a cookie cutter because it's not an exact copy of the deck list, but you guys are gonna see like the trend going of what everybody's running. Spoiler alert, this is a little bit spicy because I'm running a 50 card deck list, which, by the way, guys, the minimum amount of cards you should be running in this deck should be around 44, because if you're running below 44, that means you're cutting like really optimal cards that you should be running. By the way, if you really do find a 40-ish count deck list, like 41, 42, not even 40, it's mostly because you're just like playing against Mitsurugi, for example, which is correct in a how do I say, in a highly competitive scene. But I guess like if you guys are mostly playing for locals, which is like super fun to take at locals. If not, just fucking run Mitsurugi is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you guys are gonna see like the deck list count is like more than 40. But anyways, 3L's that this is never changing. I don't even want to talk about this girl, because this girl is, bro. Everybody talks about that girl in every single one of the White Forest videos. Don't goon over her. 3 Sylvie, same shit. Like you're never running less than 1 copy of her. 3 copies of her. 1 LZ Azamina. I've seen people running 2 of this, which I don't think it's incorrect, because it is a good extender. But I feel like most people just realize like this is just a one good one of, because you want the most cards to do things on their own, right? And yes, with weird hands, this actually works. It actually works if you're running Fiendsmith. If you're running Fiendsmith, I'd say go ahead. You can run 2 of them. These like not even a discussion. But I think like 1 is good enough. Like you just want to search it between your combo. That's it. 1 LZ, because this is the best card to play against Droll. The only card you have to resolve is the field, because you at least can get Sylvie rotated and set any of the sinful cards that you think is gonna like get you the furthest. But or the sorry, you can get any of the White Forest cards that set you up the most. But yeah, 1 LZ, and this card is like really good at one of the mid between the combos, especially if you can get her out and through the graveyard with like Diabell Star in between the combo. She like floats very well. It's like high recursiveness, and 3 failed spell cards, because it's like the best one card combo, or the only true one card combo, I might add. And 1 Tails, I see people running 2, which is fine, and 1 Sinful, which is mandatory in my opinion. People are running Woes, which I don't think is incorrect, but I think Mitsurugi being too prevalent, literally you running a card that does nothing against that deck is like like why run it? Why would you search a card that's literally gonna do nothing in your opponent? You're like nine times out of 10 just search this. One and for the Diabolical Star engine, I have to say this for the new White Force players because I know a lot of people are just bumping into Alliance Insight, and I've seen actually I think it's the Peru Nationals or something like that. One of the Latino America countries, they actually had like success with it without running this and running Fiendsmith, which I was thinking about it. Like the deck was kind of fine without these cards. Not to say these are the best cards by the way. I'm just saying, but it just gave you like a little bit of like shit to think about, and like in the sense that if you're not running this card, if you're on Fiendsmith, it's not really the end of the world because that's what he was doing. But yeah, like you need this package. So basically, Diabelle is the new LZ of the deck, quote unquote, because she's just going to dump you Diabelle Star, which is a new trap, which searches you feel a Diabelle, which searches any Diabelle Star at level 8, which are both of these. So either ways, how you search these cards in between, you can always end cycling between two of them, and this just ends up on the board, and this revives itself by banishing a spell trap, which are these two, right? And yeah, this is like the strongest card in your deck because this is like Diabelle Star, and it pops a card, and it doesn't pay a card for cost, it pays your life points, which hefty cost by the way, but you know what, it's basically the best card in your deck, and I'm just gonna talk about that. I'll show you guys the future or the cards about to be foreseen. Only play one Diabelle Star, and I was the person who was running multiple cards of these, and it's not wrong. It's actually one of the best cards you can run going first because people aren't on baby hand traps. Like this card just always resolves. So if this card is always resolving, your deck is like really good. The problem is when you're going second, if you're not like, let's say you're trying to break your opponent's board, when you resolve them with Charming and they didn't want to let you draw, and you're like playing with this alone, you're pitching a lot of cards. So you rather just search it and then pitch whatever, because at least you have wanted engine cycling through first, right? So it's and then one hollowed, of course, and I am still on the one debtors. I cut this out of last week, but I just really put it in back because I've running terraforming the 3 field spells cards just made me realize there's no way I'm not like cycling into deception and searching debtors, because that little engine is just way too good. Like, because you're gonna go deception, search debtors, set it, and then you can like debtors into the negate. The negate's gonna tribute itself. This is gonna set if your opponent doesn't obviously kill you, you can set this back on the clapback, and this will revive the negate before you actually resolve anything. So it's like your third turn is going to be crazy, and you need engines like that because you're not running the Fiendsmith engine, because the Fiendsmith engine did that for you, where like you're in a simplified game state and Fiendsmith just went fucking nuts. So you have at least like this card like Deptor's just doing that for you, at least for the third turn. And then one Morgan, and this is a new addition to the deck. This is like an OCG spice, which I really like because this is basically like a little how do I say, like a little light bulb like click in my head as soon as you realize like how people learn slowly but surely learning how to play against this deck, because they know your strongest card is Vengeance, so they'll do anything to interact with Vengeance, and this card just helps you play it like knowing your opponent's game plan is just going to be that you're going to put them in like a really odd spot when you like search this card. Of course, this is, by the way, this card is an Omni Negate, you guys don't know, by attributing a Diabelle Star. Or Diabelle. Is it Diabelle? It's a Diabelle Star, sorry. So you have to tribute Diabelle Star. You can't tribute Diabelle White Force, which is okay. That's not the problem. The problem is when you resolve it as an Omni Negate, or even if you don't, when you try playing with your Vengeance, this will end up saving like your most important game plan. People have been like, in my locals have been like saving Purge, saving any interactions for just the Vengeance alone, which is what you're supposed to do when you're playing against this deck and you're trying to break the board. So this card is just like really good. And then Morgan, because it's like the best. If you're not playing Woes, you're supposed to be playing this. This card's like is supposed to do what Woes does, but way better. because when you play through your engine, it just cycles better because it's a sinful spoil card. Sinful spoils card. So yeah. And then for the hand traps, I am playing on 3 full. Obviously, one of them just fucking jump skipped. 3 full, and then 3 Perulia. These are fucking having mad glare. 3 Perulia. I just decided to max out on the Charmies because, guys, I'm telling you, Mitsurugi is scary. So you need to resolve any of these so they actually just end up on the fucking ritual alone, and maybe that'll be enough for you to like try to kill them, because you actually need to like and put their life points to 0 by the next turn, because that deck is absolutely scary, especially with Ryzeal. So these are just cards to like help you not lose first turn or not get FTK basically. And 3 Ash, these are just for was, and 3 Droll. This card, I was for some reason running 1 card of this, which is okay when I was playing it, because we didn't know Mitsurugi was gonna be the best deck. I thought it was gonna be like in between Malice and Mitsurugi, but apparently not. Fucking Mitsurugi is the best deck, and not even close. So 3 Droll and 3 Impermanence. This card's like fucking subpar at best, but you need cards like this to draw when you draw more Charmy, so they don't actually like FTK you or try to like leave you in an unbreakable board. You can like at least imperm something that will end you like 15 interrupts, and then like you have ones in your hand when you can like break the board. So it's not the worst card. But the most important part is a trap that'll give you like recursiveness to your Diabolic Star Vengeance, which is it's basically your Fiendsmith now. Yeah, so that's why people are just been cutting the Fiendsmith engine in general, because you just want to resolve those cards better, much more than what you resolve Fiendsmith. But yeah, 3 Foolish Boreal Goods, bro. This is the best card ever. Shout out to the guy who actually. Now this was been playing the OCG, but somebody who just went balls against the wall, just played 3 of these and 3 thrust. Which I do think it's not bad, but I seen like shout out to the guy. I think it's Brim One Yu-Gi-Oh. The guys in the fucking White Forest channel are probably gonna know, because that guy just makes huge the like instructional videos and like in like very informative video on White Forest. But this card's like the best card in your deck, bro. The ability for you to dump Black Gold's Laugh with this card makes this one of the best board breakers in your deck. But it gives you versatility for you to able to send the Curse of the Diabols to have like an engine card. This card's like too versatile in your deck, especially when you can run this at 1, because usually you're just running 2 of these because it's like really good in your deck. With the simple fact you can run 3 of this card's like too versatile. 1 Call by the Grave, 2 for non-engine, 1 talent, and 1 terraforming. We're not running Designator anymore, because I guess you could just add it there or wherever. But this card, the only molt Charmy I'm really fucking terrified about is Perulia, which I guess that's more than enough said. But it's just having the Designator main deck just gives you like worse second turns. Like these 1 card slots have to be like very, very, very good, because again I'm on 50 cards. So yeah, I just decided to cut Designator, since I did cut Nibiru in the first place too, because if I'm running Designator, I'm just putting 1 copy of Nibiru. But it's just a lot of 1 copies that just don't really do much against the best decks right now. So yeah, and then this is like a huge spoiler alert that I'm playing Silhouette Rabbit, but I'm playing 1 Angel Statue Azuroon, and by the way, the Silhouette Rabbit is right there. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But 1 Angel Statue Azuroon, this card is crazy against every deck that is not pure Mitsurugi. Even against Mitsurugi Ryzeal, it's really good, because they just try to play with their Ryzeal engine first to try to break your board, and this just stops them dry. And it pops a spell trap, which is very important for a combo that I'm going to show you. I'm just going to show you in this video. I was going to do a separate video. Fuck it, I'm going to do it now, because there's just a lot of cards that I'm going to show you guys. The only link I'm playing is Silhouette Rabbit. I decided to cut SP because I guess Nibiru is not as prevalent anymore. That doesn't mean you have to not play into it, but I felt like most of the times I was running this and SP, and the extra that would just end up running or just going into this. So yeah, I just decided just opted to play this and play the Doom Dragon. This was the substitute for it because dude, every time you try to break a board with this deck, it ends up being fucking White Forest Diabell coming from the Grace and the Heavens, just try to break their board because you're probably just summoning Sylvie to serve, resolving a Foolish Burial Goods, banishing goats. Then there's this one card that's gonna help you break their board, which is basically gonna be the Diabell White Forest. And if you guys don't know, if you go Vengeance, bring Poplar, equipped, put 2 in the back row, you can special summon this, and this will probably be enough to kill your opponent because you would have Diabell, Poplar, Vengeance, and the Snake Eyes Doom Dragon. You probably cleared their board at that point. So this is like a card that's actually like really needed to bring your opponent's board. And then let's go into the Azamina shit because I feel like this is very important. Oh, this is a small little asterisk. I've seen a lot of people in the OCG not cutting this at all because I think they do feel like if you do run do end up grading with the Diabell Star engine and you need to resolve it, you need to go into your White Forest engine, this card is like very needed. And I think they realize that like, this card is not cuttable because a lot of people are just keeping this, and they even have wanted. They even have wanted and Diabell Star at 1, and they're still running this. So like that's how much sometimes it's needed, or for some reason, or for what it seems, it's very needed. One soul, whatever the fuck. This card is like, when it's good, it's insanely good. But when some more games often than not, it's not gonna be resolved. But sometimes, like in the clapback, the simple fact that this is gonna resolve and search you of wanted, it's gonna give you like infinite follow-up basically. One Murcielago, one Sylvia, one Asamina, Mo Regina, and one Saint Asamina. These cards are just really good. Guys, when you go first and your opponent that says, okay, you can play whatever. I don't have cards to respond to you. My Ash wasn't enough. You need to put enough cards in your for your opponent to actually have a headache. And Saint Asamina just does that function along with like Mo Regina reviving in between the combo. So it's like you have to play Mo Azamina because this gives your opponent a headache. You're not playing Featsmith, so you need to run this. Like this card is just insanely good. And for the last card, Fusion is Chimera. And then for the synchros, it's just Chaos Angel, one Silvera, one Arciela, one Poplar, one Snake Eyes Vengeance, and one Diabell Star, Queen of the White Forest. And that is the rest of the extra deck. And then for the side deck's a little bit like standard. Playing one different dimension ground for the Memento, one Sanctum for the Scythe, one barrier for fucking Raizo Mitsurugi or Mitsurugi in general. One Dragon's Mind for going first, so you could like set those as foolish burial guts, and that's actually like super cute. One Dark Ruler No More. This card is a card that I took an idea from one of the guys deck lists that topped in the Nationals. This card's insanely good as a one-off when you have to thrust in your side deck, which I do. It's like the best board breaker, sometimes even better than Lightning Storm because people just put their shit in the first board. People have fucking outwitted or have they're big brain pro. Like, despite popular belief, Yu-Gi-Oh players are actually smart, and so they put their shit in defense mode, and Lightning Storm actually doesn't go far enough. Harpies, of course, doesn't, which I'm running too, doesn't have actually a restriction in any of that, so I'm just running these as 4 breakers, right? Of course, I run one of this in the main deck anyways. But if you go like, let's say you go into one of their interruptions or they activate an effect, you can go like Dark Ruler No More than should be enough in most cases. And then this is a spicy card, I'll explain that later. And 3 lands here for the Sanctum and 3 the steals. I just wanted a flex spot. Of course, guys, I live in Puerto Rico. Most of our events are like very, very sweaty locals and regionals. So you need like as much as coverage as possible, and it just goes into Blue Eyes and a lot of rogue matchups and Feedsmith. Like this card is just really good. Even when you're up against Raizo Mitsurugi, you just end up like even just citing this. So when you're going first, because this will help you break Detonator on the clapback. It's just really good generic side deck cards. And then the Diabell Star original Sinful Spools. Listen, before I talk about this card, it's more important for me to show you how to summon it. Because I think that's what was the gripe with me trying to summon that card. I'm just gonna go Wanted because I guess you run 3 copies of it. I'm just gonna go like Wanted and Sylvie, for example. Let's go Wanted and Sylvie because I think I got it's very important that I guys show you how to summon this card. So you need anyway to go into both your Azamina engine and your White Force engine. And you need a blank for Diabell Star, right? It can't be the one of the cards you cycle, so whatever. We're just gonna use this as a blank. You're gonna want it into Diabell Star. Diabell Star, pitch the blank. Right. Just gonna put this backwards, whatever. Then search Deception. Right. You're gonna activate Deception to search Hollowed Azamina. This Azamina is gonna search your card. In this situation, I'm just gonna search Silvera. I don't think it matters too much. I'm just gonna normal summon Sylvie here. Yeah, I'm gonna normal summon Sylvie here and get get White Forest. Tails. You're gonna activate Tails. To get Azamina LZ, the Azamina LZ is going to special summon itself. You get a Synchro. And 2 Arciela. And Arciela is going to trigger, which is going to get you. There's like 20 ways to do this combo, by the way. I'm just going to show you like the most cookie cutter combo. Because I'm telling you, it depends on your hand, guys. You have to be like thorough enough to play White Forest to like know these combos. So this is gonna be your hand. I'm just gonna show you like this play, because I think it's like the best way to not interrupt. Because I usually just search this so I could pitch it. And then you can dump the Diabell. Of course, again, guys, this is like very subpar. I'm just showing you what you need to do. This could actually, you didn't have to search this right away. You could actually, like, in between the combo, turn this into a Diabell Star. It doesn't matter. It's show you guys how you summon this. Then you have this in your graveyard, right? And then your opponent's clapback, or you could just activate it now. It doesn't actually really matter. The point is you can Saint Azamina this, so you can Mo Regina it back. And that is what you need to do, because this dumps a Diabell card from your deck to the graveyard. And that's a way you can access original Sin Keeper. Why is this card very good? Is because you could go into Silhouette Rabbit, set Azure, right? This is in your graveyard, doesn't matter. Like none of this matters. So you guys see how strong this is. Now, when you're playing against Mitsurugi, or even I'm just gonna say Mitsurugi because this is the best deck. You guys can just make your analysis on why from this point on why this card's really good. So Diabell Star is gonna force your opponent to set any single spell or trap interaction that have in your hand. Purges, Mitsurugi Ritual, the quick play they can't even resolve. But obviously, if you guys know how to play against this card, you're just gonna set cards before you just try to. Your opponent's gonna try to pop them before you activate them. So your opponent's gonna try to set spell or trap cards, right? So you have the Diabell Star. You have the Diabell Star here that has already one pop, and then your Silhouette Rabbit has another pop. So let's say you could Sylvie back this. So you guys know how smooth this combo is. But the Diabell Star Sim Keeper, your opponent sets a card, trigger her effect, pop the Sylvie, and you're gonna have one pop for the Mitsurugi Ritual or whatever they have. They send another spell trap card interaction. So you can Silhouette Rabbit, put the spell trap card here. There's pops another one. So now they have to deal with the Saint Azamina, the Azure negating the summon, and they're already 2 spell trap cards down that are probably very key cards. Why I say this is important, because this is like a very subpart way to summon this. Of course, you can end up summoning Vengeance, which that means you would have another pop in between the summon. And that means there's 3 magic or trap cards interruption your opponent has to play with while trying to break your board. And if you guys have played against Mitsurugi, even if Pure, I think Pure is like the most, or this is like the most, you have to put the most emphasis on, because of course they can still play with Raizio. The point is, where decks that have like very, very good power cards in terms of spell and trap cards, like Mitsurugi, I'm not gonna say as much as Malice, but Malice is best interaction for when they're going second is try to set trap cards so they could like normal summon their Malice monsters and they can like bait it out with their traps, and they can't do that because they can't actually activate these cards to turn their set, because these just bypass these cards. Not only that, you could just like Silhouette Rabbit pop them without them actually try to activate them. So the cards is just like a very I want to say cute way to have a very strong going first card against Mr. Rugi, and it's been working wonders with me in locals, and it's just like something you guys can look into. Again, nobody's been doing it, but I guess it just needs more testing. But I'm telling you, Mitsurugi can't resolve their quick play spell card, which is one of the most craziest cards. And then like power cards like Talents, Evenly's, people that are still running Evenly's, Dark Ruler No More, those cards that are really a pain in the ass for Void Forest. They have to like work harder to break your board, because that Diabell is actually just gonna go sicko mode if it resolves while you're going full combo. I just gave you that small example because all you need to do is have the Wanted engine going, plus the White Force engine going, so you don't have to resolve this field spell card so you get locked into summoning Saint Azamina. You can do it on your opponent's turn. You just need the correct cards to do it. But like I said, you guys can see how you can summon it through Mo Regina and doubling to Diabell, which is the important part, because the hard hands can differ like by a lot. It's basically a 2-card combo is what I'm trying to say. You can't do it with just Sylvie, basically. So yeah, guys, I hope you liked the deck list. Again, shout out to the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Like I said, you guys are the fucking best. I've been playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh for like 20 years since I was born. Basically, I literally came out of my mother's womb with Dark Magician in my hands. Jesus Christ, that was a tongue twister. Anyways, again, guys, thank you for watching the video. Keep having a good week. Stay tuned for the next couple of deck lists that I am gonna come out with, especially like Fire King deck list, which I fucking love that deck. But again, guys, keep having a good week. Love you guys, and peace.